first call. Very lovely there. Yeah, Vernon, do you mind to keep this standing?
He was happy to get a wicket.
Nah. Old and ugly enough.
Hold back.
Thank you.
Cool.
Evening everyone, all the cameras ready. Super. Would you please just start with questions for Buck, then we'll turn over with questions for Vernon. And please just raise your hand to ask a question, otherwise before that.
Buck, we saw you giving the Newlands crowd a bit of a handout again. Where would you rank this victory defending 200?
We were talking about it pretty much after every day's play, saying that this is as good as it gets in Test cricket. Obviously the crowd was incredible and we felt their support and that was amazing on the field. But just the type of cricket that was played, I think if you were a fan and you came to day 1, 2 and 4, there would have been probably one of the most exciting cricket games you would have seen. So it was fantastic to be a part of. It definitely ranks up as one of my favourite Test matches, yes.
Just
for me. He's good, but he'll come to him.
You mentioned it being one of your favourite Test matches. I guess having, in a sense, gambled so much with a lot of the decisions you made starting with the toss, does that just make it even more fond memories for you that they all came off?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like to think that we're, not just myself, but that we're a team that are prepared to take risks, to win games of cricket. We expected that first hour to be tough, but we knew if we can get through that, our assessment of the pitch, that it would speed up. And as you saw today, it was very, very hard to bat. And we felt just bowling at the Indians, it would be harder for them if there was pace and bounce. It did surprise me a little bit on the first morning, the pace the wicket had. That's not something I've seen on Newlands on day 1. So that's what's made it a little bit trickier, that first hour. Normally you get movement, but it was slow. So, but once again, to give the groundsman credit, we asked for a pitch that had pace and bounce and a little bit of seam movement. And I think that was a great game or contest between bat and ball. So I think India will be the first to say as well that it wasn't a ridiculously sporting wicket. Once you got in on that wicket, there were some opportunities to score. This morning for us was really tough. I think that was probably the hardest time to bat in the Test match with the covers being on for 2 days. And they bowled really well. But especially the bowlers today, they bowled on a pretty good wicket. The way they got wickets, and especially Vernon, was amazing. Sorry, that was a bit long, that answer.
And I saw one more, sorry. Just the other thing that people might have thought was a risk was, on a pitch like that, to go in with one less batsman. Can you just talk us through that as well?
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, the decision of picking a team was definitely the hardest that I've been involved in, because there is so much value in both scenarios. You know, playing 7 batters on a wicket that offers a bit more seam is a very good call. But we just felt if you have Steyn, Morgan, or Philander, that's just 4 bowlers that you can't look past them. It's a positive move. Yes, Dale hasn't played a lot of cricket, but the way Dale was bowling in the nets was, and I think you could say the first innings, the way that he bowled, he was probably one of our best bowlers on that first innings. So for me, it was just looking at being ultra aggressive, trying to take the positive approach and see if we could put the Indian team under some real pressure, even if that meant we're going with 1 batsman light.
Daniel, then Craig, then Roy, then Tom.
Hi, Pat. I don't think anyone underestimated the Indian seam attack, but maybe you could speak about how well they bowled. Did you expect them to put into great performance?
Yeah, I honestly did. When I saw the names that came over, and you almost look at what they will offer on these conditions, and they've got also variety in their attack. They've got guys that will seam the ball around, they've got guys that swing the ball around, and then they've also got a bit of pace. So it's very similar to our attack. So not surprised. We wanted the wicket to be a little bit like that, so we expected the wicket to be a bit more of a bowler-friendly conditions, and you just needed 1 or 2 guys to step up and score some runs. So we did that, fortunately, in the first innings, and I even felt one of myself or AB or Quentin could have pushed through and get a 80 plus to put an even bigger total. But we know that the Indian team's got very good seamers. we back ourselves on challenging conditions just to try and be a little bit smarter when we bat and try and just get a little bit more.
There's obviously quite a bit of life in the wicket, but not unplayable. Both teams are bowled out for 40 overs. Will that be one of the things now going up to the second and third test? Batsmen to apply themselves more and really value the wicket?
This morning felt unplayable when he batted. Yeah, I think pace and bounce is something that you look for in South Africa. There was movement in this test match, and obviously overhead conditions and moisture that play a role. When we go to Pretoria, we'll hopefully get the same in Joburg. Those are renowned for wickets that are a little bit quicker, so hopefully we can get the same there.
Can you just talk a bit about the decision to send Dale in number 11, when that decision was taken, and how it unfolded this morning?
The challenge in the change room was obviously for Dale not to bat. I mean, we don't want to injure him more, but we said if by any chance that AB is still there, Dale can just go and just stand there, and hopefully AB can smash a few sixes. And credit to Dale, he was the first guy. I mean, he even had his pads on before we even thought of mentioning him. So he wanted to get out there. We didn't get a lot of runs with that move, but I think it's the mindset that counts.
And then just Dale's mindset since a couple of days ago when he obviously had that injury. I mean, how's he been in the change room over the last couple
of days? I feel incredibly bad for Dale. I know, obviously going through injuries myself, it takes a lot of time and effort to try and get back. And Dale worked for a year. I mean, he was challenged through periods where he started and then got injured again and started and got injured again. So it was great to see Dale, like he didn't go anywhere. He's back to his best. Standing at slip, we felt like he could nick guys off at any time. So you were just happy to see Dale staying back on the park, and it's a huge setback for him. Luckily, it's not his shoulder again. Obviously, the foot or the injury that he has is something that you probably can get over a lot quicker, and we're looking forward to bringing him back into the fold when he's fit again.
You were bowled out at lunchtime. How nervous were you that you didn't have enough or that you could get close, or did you always think you had enough?
I was nervous. I knew that the new ball was going to be key for us, and if you could get wickets with a new ball, that we feel that we can get through their batting lineup. Obviously, they've got a few quality players in there, but there is, once you can put a pressure on them, I thought we can get through them. But definitely, I was very nervous. I came in this morning hoping to get 350 lead and bowl to them at tonight. So obviously that didn't go to plan. But we've got fantastic seam bowlers, and if there's anything in the wicket, him, Vernon, the guy next to me, and the other two guys are amazing. And if we had Dale there today, I reckon we would have rolled them out cheaper.
Did this team selection surprise you at all, and did it suggest anything about a more positive mindset from their previous tours?
Surprise, yes. We didn't think that Bumrah would have played. I mean, we know that he's done really well in one-day cricket, but we were preparing more for the other seamers because they've played a lot of tests. And I think the other guy was Rohit out of Vernon. We obviously have expected that he's in a bit of form one-day cricket-wise, so they're probably just running with that. But apart from that, we made sure we looked at all the other guys.
Given that conditions are probably going to be similar, if not worse, if I can put it that way, for batsmen, what do they need to do to be successful? I mean, even South Africa's batsmen.
Yeah, we just, I'll speak on behalf of us, we just got to make sure that if there is difficult periods, you're going to lose 1 or 2 wickets, but the guys that do get through that tough periods, that they can make a bigger impact on the game. As I said in the post-match, the 100 partnership in the first inning was a good one, but I felt that we could have possibly pushed, even with myself, when he just pushed a little bit further. I played an average shot in the first innings, and I should have cashed in on more runs there. So it's just about when you're in, being extremely hungry, making sure that you make a big play for the team.
Can I get the last 3 for 5? Carl, Craig, and then you. Carl?
Now that the four seamers aren't off with Dale's out, obviously, how will this affect the wake-up and the balance of your side going forward in the next 2 tests?
Yeah, I've thought about it a little bit, but not put my mind to it. I think obviously you have to consider if you want to play 7 batsmen again, or possibly looking at one of the all-rounders. one of the two all-rounders. So that's the chats we'll have over the next few days. But what we have to see what the Centurion wicket looks like first.
Right?
Well, just something about the senior pro there next year and what he delivered today. But before that, was that your suggestion that the cock stood up and he was out, Ashwin was out first? Whose suggestion was that?
I'll let him speak about that. Look, Vernon is, if there's something in the wicket, he's as good as you get around the world. What impressed me most today that he wanted to bowl. He wanted to bowl overs. He didn't, after 3 or 4 overs, say that's enough. He wanted to bowl and he wanted to make a play, and that's all you ask for from a senior player's point of view.
This last one, please.
Fab, congratulations. Regards to the deep form, this, excellent. I mean, very good for Test cricket as a kind of an advert. In other words, would you agree that at a time when people say that Test cricket lacks thrill and excitement, you have a tremendous Test match? I mean,
no, this was.
You agree with it?
I agree with it completely. As I said, this is. I mean, it's not like I scored 200s in this game, and it's one of my favourite games of cricket because there was this flow the whole time. Then India's on top, then South Africa's on top, then they're taking the game to us, and then we're taking it back to them. So, just the advert for Test cricket, that's as good as it gets. It was exciting, as I said. The fans had their full value of money because it was entertainment right through. There was no boring Test cricket. There was a lot of action, and that's why we absolutely love this Test match. And even if I lost this game, I would have said I'd be very disappointed. But the way this game was played was remarkable.
Thank you. You can have this.
Regardless of the breeze, he looked a little aggressive the way he went about in his 28. So, did you change your plan while bowling to him? What was it like? How did you go about setting up?
Yeah, I think obviously Vert's obviously a good player, he's an aggressive player. So I think the key thing is to obviously keep him quiet and to make sure that you set him up obviously for the other one. And I think initially it was for me just to keep him quiet up front, and I always knew that I had the one coming back.
Well, your record at Newlands is 48 wickets in 8 Test matches now. We always talk about the length but what is it that makes you this good year? And also, the first time from the Calvin Govin, what was it like coming in from the side?
Yeah, I think like I said, just before the Test match, it's a wonderful venue to be playing a cricket at. I think the crowd down here it's amazing. I think when we walked out there this afternoon, defending 208. There's just no better place to play. I think with the crowd cheering us on, that momentum carrying you, and bowling from the Calvin Grove end, it's not unfamiliar, but it's a bit out of my territory because I love the other side, the Weinberg end. But I think there was a little bit of obviously pace from this end. Looked to be squatting a little bit, and I had to obviously use it to my advantage.
Just following up on Barrett. Would you care to mention what you said to him? So there seems to be quite a lot of aggression between you.
No, I never said anything to him. I think it was obviously in the spur of the moment. But I think I'll just try to spur my boys on, and that's what we tend to focus on. And I think we knew that Vernon was a big wicket to get, and obviously getting him there right there and then I just try to motivate my boys.
Vernon, do you want to clear up the mystery now? Whose idea was it for Good to stand up? And do you find someone get a bit irritated by that?
No, I think you have to be open to those suggestions, but I'll have to give this one to Fafi. I think Ashwin at the time was obviously going quite far of his crease. The wicket was obviously touching the slow side, and the ball was obviously a bit older as well. And I also felt that pushing him back, we could probably get all 3 dismissals back in play. And I think I've got to give this one to Fafi.
Well, you played quite a few Test matches. The wicket was it similar to past matches, or was day one a bit quicker than normal? Your view on the wicket, and you obviously enjoyed the wicket.
Yeah, I think day one was definitely a lot faster than we thought it was going to be. I walked out there on day one, and the spikes went straight in, and I said, oh, yeah, I remember actually saying to Fafi, I think it's going to be a touch on the slow side because, of the moisture in the wicket. But it surprised all of us, and obviously not harder than what than what we thought it was obviously supposed to be. But I think it was a good cricketing wicket all in all.
Vern, you mentioned getting Ashburn out, but it was a crucial stage of the game. Just talk to us about your mindset then, because there had been a partnership development.
Yeah, I think you just have to remain calm. I think we had it in our arsenal to get those last 3 wickets, obviously before they would have gotten the runs. But I think just the team with a calmer head obviously got it on top. And I just think, like I said to Faf, coming out there after tea, I was a little bit on the stiff side, and I just had to bowl 2 or 3 overs to get myself going. And just before that last over I bowled, Faf was actually going to bowl more, and I said to him, listen, I'm actually warm now, so just give me one more, and luckily it paid off.
Vernon, Faf said that you just wanted to bowl today, and that's what struck him the most. Was it because you were at home, or was it because of Dale being away, you knew you had to take the lead? What was it today that made you want to bowl over this?
I think, when you look at the type of score that you defend, 208, someone has to make the play, and you can't wait for late on in the game, because there might not be a late on in the game. And I knew that I had to bowl overs up front, and obviously to put us into a good position. And I think I just wanted to bowl and make a difference in the game.
Then the Cody dismissal. I mean, everyone raves about it.
We're getting back to this now again.
No words or anything. But was there quite a lot of skill involved? You seem to bowl like 3 away swingers and then bring the one in. Was that part of was that a bit of a plan there?
Yeah, I think it was probably 2.5 overs of away swingers and then the one back at him. So I think, look, I mean, it was definitely a plan to keep him quiet, and also to drag him across, and obviously to make sure that when you do bowl the other one, that is obviously on the other side of the off stump, they're not.
Vern, on your batting, playing the one fewer batsman, do you feel an extra sense of responsibility heading into the game, and how do you feel you went?
Yeah, there's obviously a bit of head of pressure, when you bat at 7, but I think it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that obviously in England that I've taken great pride in. Look, I mean, I've got 2 good balls in this game, and the quicker I put it behind me, the better. I think it was a good wicket all in all. Like I said, I've got 2 good nuts. There's obviously a part of the game, and you've got to put it behind you, and you're obviously ready for the next 2 games.
The last 2, Neil,
Vernon, the old days, the pleasure out of taking a wicket was sort of over fairly quickly. So when a batsman reviews it and he's stoned dead, does that give you longer to save at the moment and enjoy it?
Geez, I tell you what, it gives all the bowlers some quicker heartbeat, because first of all they've got to check the front line, and then obviously DRS might just decide to go its own way. But look, I think all in all it's probably a fair thing. Both teams has the same review system, so it definitely gives us a bit of quicker heartbeat.
You weren't worried about Virat?
Absolutely not. I knew, from the get-go, I knew it was stone dead.
Vernon, there were some unkind words said about your fitness and conditioning during the Tour of England. This kind of performance and all the hard work you've put into, bowl as well as you have, what do you think that does to those kinds of comments?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'd like people to be constructive and open and honest. Obviously with us as players. And look, I think there's 2 ways of taking it. There's one of you can take it personally and fade away, or you can take it on board and actually make a play and come back stronger. And I think that's definitely something that I did. Obviously took it a bit personally up front, but you're all obviously human at the end of the day. So you try and get over as quick as possible. Try and do the work behind the scenes, and come back stronger.
Again, just on Newlands and the pitch, obviously you do well here and stuff. You and him friends, your relationship after match fee goes to him after the game?
I'll give him some of the MOM fee. Look, like I said, it's just a wonderful place to play cricket at. The wicket, I don't think it was an overly aggressive wicket. I think there were times where it actually really got flat, and I felt Vedas could get in and score runs. But I think the quality, and like Faf said, just the theatre and the atmosphere around Newlands was just amazing.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.